Hi guys, and welcome to sunny Madrid. I've been here for a car launch yesterday, and originally they were going to fly me in and fly me out on the same day, but I've never been to Madrid and I didn't want to just fly in and not see any of it, so I decided to ask them if they'd very kindly extend my trip, and I booked somewhere in the centre of Madrid to do a bit of exploring today. It is a short explore, and in fact, a bit of a spoiler, I don't really see much, but in the morning I did book myself on a food tour of Madrid, and that was amazing. And if you like your food, then definitely watch this video, because I'm going to show you some of the key things that you have to eat whilst you're in Madrid. And I am going to show you a few of the sites. So this is the palace behind me, but this is not really a what to do in Madrid video, because yeah, I probably could have done a bit more with my time, but I still have had a fantastic time. So if you want to find out what I thought of the food tour and also show you a bit of Madrid, then please keep watching. And if you like travel content like this, then make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button. But first of all, I'm actually going to skip backwards to last night when I arrived in Madrid and I was trying to find somewhere to eat for dinner. This is the Posada del Dragon Hotel, and it also has a restaurant which is just down there, and then all of the rooms are actually around the sides here. So I will just give you a tour of my room. Now this is very small. Madrid can be quite expensive to stay in, and this was the best central location, which was still reasonably affordable. But as you can see, you've got the bed in this area here, which looks really comfortable, and then you've got the TV, and then you've got the bathroom the other side. So it is really compact. You've got the shower there, and then you've also got the toilet and the sink just there. So really compact, but pretty much everything I need. The only problem is the bar is literally just down here. You have got blinds for these windows, don't worry, so people won't be able to see in. So I'm going to put those blinds down, and I'm going to get ready to go out for something to eat this evening. This is the restaurant downstairs. How pretty does this look? So it's just turned 7 PM and I've come out to come for dinner, and it does not look like it's dinner time yet. Everyone's still having drinks. I think because it's so hot, people wait to have dinner much later at the moment in Spain. So yeah, we'll have to see. I'm going to go to a slightly busier area because I am absolutely starving. I feel like I need to eat something sooner rather than later. This is about a 2-minute walk from where my hotel is. So this is the Plaza de Mayor, and yes, it looks a lot busier around here. What a beautiful time to come and see it as well. The sun's just starting to go down. There's a bit of a glow over everything. Loads of restaurants around the outside. I just have to decide whether it's a bad idea to have food there, because it's probably going to be really expensive around the outsides here. It might be nice to have a drink though, and it is quite interesting for people watching. So let's have a little bit of a wander and I'll decide. It is still so warm, and all of the bars have like misters to try and keep people cool, which is a very good idea. It's very beautiful though. Can't believe this is literally just around the corner from where I'm staying. I definitely picked well. This one right in the square looks absolutely beautiful, but I can imagine that it's quite pricey, so should we have a quick look? Okay, so this is the tapas. So all the tapas is like above 15 euros, so yeah, it's quite expensive. Main courses, paella 35. So this looks nice, and it's got a good view out, but probably a little bit pricey for what I'm looking for. I've walked a little bit away from the main square, so this is where my hotel is down here, and there's quite a nice kind of place to sit and have a drink. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit and have a drink, and then I'm going to have a little bit of a Google, and I'm going to see where's the best restaurants which are like around this part. Okay, now it feels like a holiday. This is my hotel just here, and there's actually some beautiful restaurants just opposite my hotel, but I'll be honest, these all look pretty pricey. I mean, they look very special, but I'm on my own, so maybe special isn't really for me. There's also this one that looks fantastic as well, and it's got this stunning terrace out the front, but once again, maybe it's just a little bit too posh for what I'm looking for. I'm thinking that it doesn't make any sense to be staying somewhere where there's a nice restaurant and not actually eat at that restaurant. And it is about like, it's getting on for 9 PM now. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go to the restaurant, which I look out on from my room. And at least then I can have a couple of wines and find my way back. Okay, I'm glad I made that decision. I've got a nice glass of red wine, which was recommended, so I do believe that it is this one here. I'm not even going to try and say it because I will absolutely butcher it. And then in terms of food, I know I want fish because I absolutely love fish, but what I'm going to go for, I'm not sure. I am really edged towards this black rice with cuttlefish, but there's some really good things on here. Love garlic prawns, and I do also like burrata as well. So I'm tempted between the burrata and also the black rice with cuttlefish. Not sure if I can have both, but I am on holiday. Burrata is my absolute favourite, so I felt like I had to get it. Okay, so bless him, the waiter didn't speak much English, and that's not prawns. That's definitely some sort of pork. But I'm going to eat it anyway. I am going to ask them just to double check that I have got the right thing. But this has actually filled me up loads, so maybe it's a good thing I don't have prawns. I was going to just stick with what I was given, which was ribs, but I decided that I did want the prawns that I really, really wanted, and I'm glad I did that, because how good do these look? They smell amazing as well. Okay, so I went for the pistachio tiramisu, and we're going to have a taste test. That's so good. It's like a proper boozy tiramisu, but also with pistachio. That's nice. Oh my goodness, I am so full up and also just absolutely exhausted. I got up at 3 AM this morning to get to the airport, so I am absolutely exhausted and I'm well ready to call it a night. Tomorrow's going to be the big day, so tomorrow I'm going to be doing the majority of the exploring in Madrid. But I'm really glad that I had dinner at the hotel. It was really nice and it's lovely just to literally be able to walk upstairs and go to bed, which is what I need to do right now. So good night, and I'll see you in the morning. I've just checked out of my room this morning and I am going on another tapas tour. So I loved it so much when I did it in Seville, and if you haven't seen my Seville video then I'll pop it up on the screen. But I loved it so much that I wanted to do it again in Madrid. And I thought it would be a good way to see a bit more of the city and get like a bit more of like a locals view. And hopefully we're going to go to the market and some different places. So I'm just going to head there now, and luckily I'm very hungry. Also, I have to tell you the weirdest thing that happened last night. Don't really know how to feel about it. I feel like I don't think it could have been avoided, but basically I was in bed last night. I went to bed maybe at like 12, and I must have been asleep for maybe half an hour, and I heard a knock, like a really faint knock on the door. And obviously I'm alone, so I was like, that's weird. But I thought to ignore it because I thought it's either drunk people or like someone's got the wrong room. So I just ignored it, and I'm pretty sure I fell back asleep. And then I heard it again, and it was like not really quiet knocking. And that time it woke me up, and I was like, what is going on? So I sat there for a little bit, and I was like thinking, well, what should I do? Because I'm not going to answer the door. At that point, the door like flung open. I was like, and it was somebody who worked at the hotel, like a couple of people were standing there, and she said there's been a leak. And she was like, we need to check your room to check there's no leak. I'm literally just sitting in bed in my pajamas, and I was like, okay, yeah, you can come in. So she come in and she checked the bathroom and stuff, and there wasn't a leak. And she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And she did work there because I saw her at dinner last night. But I just thought that was a little bit odd. Like, they know I'm there on my own. I was obviously like quite scared. The one thing I think that they should have done, which they didn't do, is they didn't ring the telephone. I don't know if you couldn't ring the telephone, I'm not sure, but yeah. Anyway, that was just what happened last night, which I thought was a little bit strange. Hasn't put me off the hotel. Overall, it's pretty nice, and I'm sure that doesn't always happen. But yeah, I did think it was a bit odd. Also, this isn't sponsored. It'd be absolutely great if it was, but I went on to Get Your Guide, so that's where I found this tour. So it's the Madrid, the authentic morning food tour. So I thought that would just be a good way to start the morning, and I'll pop a link to that down below.
Gastronomy, Spanish traditions. First one, we're gonna go for churros and porras. I'll explain the difference when inside. Second tradition, we're gonna go for tapas, to a very famous tapas place for locals, especially for locals. And the third tradition, having food in a market. That became a tradition 35 years ago, so it is the most recent one of the three, because the stands in the market were allowed to serve food on the counter, right? Not only for takeaway, but also on the counter. I want to take you to places you wouldn't find on your own. And this place is family owned as well as the port. And it is 81 years old.
So apparently the absolute best way that you can have churros is to have them fresh. So he's brought us to somewhere where they're going to cook us some fresh churros, and apparently the ones that loop together in this like teardrop shape, they're churros. The straight ones are something different. So we're going to have fresh churros with chocolate.
Cortado, this is your coffee. La familia.
This is so good. So apparently the best way to eat them is made fresh. So literally they've just been making them fresh for us, and then we've got the hot chocolate as well to dip the churros in, and this is really good. The ones that he's making now, they're called boros, and it's very similar to a churro. Bora is traditional to Madrid, only made in Madrid, and it's a lot harder to make. So, and apparently it's a lot better fresh. And the guy who made them said that he prefers these to churros, so let's find out. This is really good. I can't have this with chocolate though, it's just too much. It's better with sugar. It's kind of like a donut. I'm already so full, this is literally our first stop. So we're going for 3 different really popular Spanish delicacies. So the first is churros, which we've just had, and they were amazing. That was definitely the best place to be able to have churros. And then the second is going to be tapas, which I'm so excited about, especially because that chocolate was a bit much in the morning. So I'm fully ready to have some savoury tapas. And then the third is eating at a market. So we're going to head off a little bit later and we're going to head to the market. So very much looking forward to that.
caracoles. The owner, the founder, is called Amadeo. He's 96 years old, and he comes every single day. And here, at 1 p.m., sometimes earlier, if you're lucky, we can see him today.
This is our next stop for our tapas. So this is Los Cargos. So as you can imagine, it's famous for snails. And also there's a little plaque on the top there. So it says that it was founded in 1942. And the guy who founded it, he is still around. He's 96 and he still comes to the restaurant apparently quite often. And he'll have the escargots. But it's really lovely in here. It's very traditional. This is vermouth, so it's white wine, I believe, and then it's mixed with like a load of botanicals, and it's left for a while, and then they add a bit of syrup into it. I'm very undecided on this. It's very, very sweet. It tastes a little bit like Coke ice poles. It smells a lot like it as well. It's probably deadly though, as there's quite a lot of alcohol in there. The place where we are is called Escargot, so it's famous for snails. I've not had snails that often, but every time I have, I've quite enjoyed them. They're scary to look at, I will admit, because if I take it out, so you have to take it out with a toothpick. Basically, it just tastes like garlic or whatever it's cooked in. And then you get a piece of bread and basically just want to mop up all the juices with the bread.
And they're gonna get from two states, right? Well, mercado de la cebada. Cebada means barley, the cereal barley, right? Barley, because that was a barley field in the past, right? Where you get a plug like this, right? The square in the middle, you can see the domes, which is a logo of the market. You can see the name of the market below the domes and the year of the establishment, 1875.
We're heading into the market and we're going upstairs to have some Iberian food.
Siblings. This is a dangerous siblings. That is a good one. Dangerous and good one. Right? You know, redhead always dangerous, you know. So,
Our guide was saying that this is one of the best fishmongers in Madrid, and they supply a lot of the local restaurants with fresh fish. He was also saying that Madrid actually hosts the biggest fish festival in all of the world apart from Tokyo, which is very interesting because they're not actually on the coast, they're landlocked, but they love, love, love fish. And then this is where we're getting our next food from. So this is Iberian. I assume that he's just slicing it there. We're going to be having some Iberian ham, which I'm very pleased about because I absolutely love it. I've just been asking what this fish is, just in here, because I think it looks like goldfish, but it's not. It's red mullet. I didn't know that's what red mullet looks like. Also, the man on the fish market just said that one, he liked my dress because it looks like a fish, and two, apparently I'm more pretty than the fish, which I don't think is not saying much, but I will take the compliment. Salami. So we've got manchego cheese, which is a sheep's cheese, and then we have the Iberian ham. So apparently it can only be Iberian ham if it's a black pig and if it's fed on acorns and grass. And then it's aged either, so these bits at the bottom are aged between 4 months, and then that bit on top, that's aged for 4 years. So very, very yummy.
Sangria, which is a drink for the omelette. Sangria, hands up. 1, 2, 3. Sangria, 4.
Hand is up for sangria. I'm absolutely stuffed. We've just had the ham. They've just brought out like this almost like omelette cake with potato, and now we're having sangria as well. And then I've still got to see some of Madrid. I haven't actually seen any of Madrid yet. Apparently this is the best gelato.
Well, he's Marco, he speaks English. So...
It's really good. Dark chocolate, it's illegal. Lemon and mint is so fresh. Apricot so fresh.
Yes.
Apricot and daisy.
You want apricot?
What I didn't anticipate is my flight is at 5 PM tonight, and it's now like 1:30, nearly 2. So I think the latest I can get to the airport is probably 4. It's going to be still cutting it fine, but not too bad. So I need to leave at like 3:30. So I've not got very much time at all. I've literally got like an hour. I'm going to eat my gelato, which by the way is literally amazing. I got kiwi and apricot, and then we're just going to walk down to where the palace is, and hopefully we'll get to see the palace. But yeah, not quite the tour of Madrid I was expecting. This is the first stop on our whistle-stop tour of Madrid. Madrid in an hour. So this is the cathedral, Almudena Cathedral, just behind me here. So we're going to have a quick look at this, and then to the right of this is the palace. So we're going to walk on a little bit further and hopefully see a little bit of the palace. Obviously we can't go into the palace, hopefully we can get a glimpse from the outside. Wow, this is really, really lovely. Especially with the violinist playing something. This is the palace. To get into the main part of the palace you do have to pay. But actually, in this square, you can see quite a lot. And whilst I haven't got tickets, you can literally just poke a little look through these gates. So as you can see, it is really beautiful and very grand. I'm not sure if I've already said this, but it's early June in Madrid, so not even the hottest time of year, and it's getting up to like 35 degrees. So yeah, now I understand. I used to have friends that were from Madrid that would always moan ridiculously about the bad weather in the UK. Now I realise why, because they're used to it being very hot. I'm just walking down the right side of the palace. So the palace is here, and actually all of this area nearby the palace is very, very pretty. But I am walking to the right side about 10-15 minutes, and I'm going to try and get to the Temple of Debod, I think it's called, which is a famous temple within Madrid. So again, it might be a bit like the palace. I think you have to pay to get in, but hopefully if it is like the palace, despite having to pay to get in, we should still be able to see some of it as well. So let's find out. stunning part of the city this is. On one part of the park, so one side of the park, there is this quite magnificent view. This is beautiful. That looks over here, and also just tucked behind those trees you'll just see just the top of the palace where we've just come from. And you come out of the other side of the park, and then you've got the ancient ruins, which is very, very cool. This was actually gifted by the Egyptians to Madrid, I believe. That's what I've read online. Oh dear, I was wondering, I was thinking that guy wasn't supposed to be in the middle there. Naughty, naughty. It's really beautiful up here. I was expecting it to be packed, but it's not really busy at all. It's quite a large park. And there's someone playing a flute, and then you've got all of the ancient ruins just behind there. I was really expecting, as this is a free thing as well, it was going to be really, really busy, but it's really nice. There's a few people kind of like sunbathing. I just thought in real time, so it's 20 to 3 now, and really we need to be back at the hotel to be able to go and get my stuff to get to the airport. So I was going to work out how far away we are together. I pinned it. So it's a 12-minute drive, which I could jump in the taxi, or, okay, it's not too bad. It is a 24-minute walk. So it's probably cutting it a bit fine, but I reckon if we start walking now, that should be about right to get us back to the hotel, to grab my stuff, and then I'm going to call an Uber to get to the airport. It's very hot, starting to lose my mind. Right, let's start this walk, and hopefully we'll see a bit more on our way. I do know that we go right by the plaza, so where we were last night, the Plaza Mayor, so I may just go through that and see it in daytime, but I'm really glad I got to see it last night, so it's not essential that we do that. Yeah, I'm going to start walking now, and hopefully we get back to the hotel with not too much time. I will just quickly explain a little bit. So today, this kind of like coloured tents. So this is actually the place where we started the food tour and ended the food tour. This here is the hotel that I've been staying at. This is the palace, and then up here is where the ruins are. Now, I've managed to cover a lot of space. I'm really glad that I actually picked that. I really, really like that hotel and location. The only other place I really, really wanted to go would be right across here. So you've got the Prado Museum, Porta del Alcalá, and also just this park, so the Parque de El Retiro, which is meant to be beautiful, really, really beautiful. So it's a shame that I'm missing that part, but we'll have to save that for another trip to Madrid. But I'm really glad of what I've covered in such a short amount of time around this area. I'm absolutely obsessed with this guy having lunch just on a table in the middle on his own. Unbothered king. Walk was a lot quicker than they said it was. That only took me sort of 10 minutes rather than 20 minutes. So thank God as well, because I stopped to take a phone call, and I was like not wanting to tell them to get off the phone, but was panicking that I was going to miss my flight. But we've made it back with really good time. So I'm gonna go get my stuff and then jump in an Uber. I've got back to the hotel, I've got changed, I've ordered an Uber. And it does say that it's going to be 22 minutes. It's not going down either. I might even try cancelling it and reordering it, because it's been saying that it's going to be 20 minutes for a while, which is a little bit concerning because it is now 20 to 4. Okay, he's moving now, so that's a good thing. But it does mean that I have time for another drink. So I've got a Tito Vino, which is basically just red wine and like lemon soda. So I'm going to enjoy this and try not to stress about the fact that my flight is getting dangerously close. God, I made it to the airport at 4:30, and then everything that I had to go through, so had to obviously do my luggage through security, and then had to go through passport control, and I did that really, really quickly, thank God. I'm just walking to my gate now, and I even had time to pick up 3 things that I get every time I travel. So I got a bottle of wine from Spain, I got a shot glass with Madrid on it, and I also got postcards as well that I can use in my scrapbook. So fingers crossed, it looks like all should be well and I should be able to get on my plane on the way home. But I probably wouldn't advise leaving half an hour, but at least you can do it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish the video there. Probably not the best use of my time in Madrid. There's still so much Madrid that I want to see, so I'm definitely going to come back here. And if you've got any recommendations, let me know them down below. I want to do some shopping, I want to go to the park, I want to go on the boats, so there's lots more to do, and I definitely will return to Madrid. But I still had a fantastic day. The food tour was brilliant. That is my idea of fun. I love food. And then of course I got to see some of the famous sites like the palace and also the temple, so I'm definitely happy with what I did with my time. But yeah, let me know your recommendations down below, and if you have enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, and if you want to see more, then make sure you hit the subscribe button. Until next time guys, see you later.